I am a software engineer at one of the leading tech firms in Europe, but my journey started right here in Ogun State, Nigeria. As a teenager, I always wanted to be a medical doctor, but I found joy in coding during a 7-day digital bootcamp in 2016. Today, I work as a software engineer at one of the world's leading blockchain startups, and I've also worked with other engineering teams across 3 continents. My name is Shedrack. I earn well and thrive in a career that I love. It's safe to say I learned a skill and became a global talent. You can too.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Depending on the country you are, good morning, good afternoon. So so good evening. Good to have everyone on the call. I'd like to confirm if everyone could hear me. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me, please? All right, all right. You can. Good, good, good. All right. A little intro about me. My name is BC Babayemi, and I'm a products manager. Yes, I currently work with Ujutsu. That's a technology solution company where we manage product from 0 to 1. And also, I happens to be a coach as well. I mentor aspiring product managers, even professionals sometimes. And aside from work, right, I love fashion and I also love cooking. And also, I love playing chess too as well. So, So I'm a lover of growth, basically. So I love growth a lot. So okay, so I won't be able to take everybody's introduction, but this is how we're going to do it, guys. Just use the reaction button to define your personality, right? If you are a kind of person that you're an happy person, or you laugh a lot, you dance a lot, or like what's that unique thing about you? So you can just use an emoji, the reaction button to define who you are. So let's do that in the next probably 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, let's do that. So you use a reaction body to define your kind of person, or better still, how are you feeling right now? Okay. Life with Grace is a dancer. Oh, amazing. Okay. Okay. Okay, Fitzy, I love smiling. Yeah, I love smiling as well. Yeah, smiling is actually good. It's truly good. Okay. Someone song out. Wow. Okay, feeling good. More responses, guys. Okay. Okay. Matthew, I don't understand that, and really, I don't understand what that reaction button is for. Who else? Ajibola, I don't understand what that reaction means. Are you saying happy Easter or what? Oh, thank you, Jonathan, Bakari. All right. Okay, Precious, you're excited. Okay, cool. I mean, I love that. For us to enjoy in this class, we should try as much as possible to make the whole experience to be interactive so that you won't get tired and it won't be boring. So let's try as much as possible to engage the channel and you can ask questions and yeah, so just make the best opportunity out of it. And also I want to congratulate you once again for even taking that bold step for you to even say you want to to learn a skills, right? It's a very good step. I mean, don't be discouraged, you've made the right decision. I mean, it's not really easy to just sit down and say, well, I want to become better and all of those things, but then you made that decisions to choose a skill and you're actually in the right track of all the stack. Product managers, we are the big deal. Like we are the main. We are the. How do I even say it? Like, I mean, it's a whole lot. I mean, because at the end of the day, the dev team, the designers, they need to like take instructions from us. So, I mean, we are the real deal. Yeah. All right. In order not to take much of our time, so let's just get straight to the point and let's just get started. All right. So I will definitely share my slide now so that we can have an idea of what we're having in today's class. So you can also drop on the channel what your expectation is like for tonight's class. What are you expecting? You can also drop it on the channel. And another thing also that I will also say is that as you've started your journey today, if you have a diary, just write it down and give yourself a deadline, like a timeline as to what you want to become at the end of this cohort. Some might be learning for 6 months and at the end of the day they are still not getting it. But then you just try as much as possible to just write down your plans and always be checking those things every day. Do you understand? This is what you want to do at the end of this quarter. I must achieve this, I must achieve that. So yeah. So that's it about that, guys. So let's get started. So I'm gonna share my screen now. So once I share my screen, I might not be able to read the comments until after our class. Yeah. Better say I can join with my phone so that I can read comments as well. Is this a product management? Products management. Products. Uh, Let me quickly join with my phone so that I can read comments as well. Mm, okay. All right. Um. All right, guys. Please confirm you can see my screen. Can everyone see my screen? Eh? Can everyone see my screen? No. Wow. Okay, let me stop sharing. No. Okay, let me try it again. Um. Don't worry, you see my screen now. Just hold on. Please confirm you can see my screen. No. Okay. Let me. How about now? Can you see my screen? No. What's going on? You should be able to see my screen. What's going on? Uh, you can't see my screen. All right. Please hold on. Present. But it's not a general class. It's just product management. Share screen. You should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen now? No. Okay, I can see you now. No. What's going on with this? Let's try if it's gonna work. Someone suggested it might be because of the background. So let's try if it's gonna work like this. So I'm going to share my screen again. So let's see if it's going to work. Now, share screen. Okay, I think it's fine. Can you see my screen now? All right. Thank you. All right. So, good evening once again. So let's get started. Okay, I think I've introduced myself. So yeah. So for this week, I'll be taking us through the definition of product management, the roles and responsibility of a product management, a product manager skills, and product managers versus project managers versus program managers, and the types of product managers, the challenges and solutions of product managers, and the product management career path, the overview of the product life cycle, and differentiating product strategy and product roadmap. So for this week, I'll be taking you on these topics Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. So our classes is twice in a week, 3 times in a week. So for today's class, I mean these topics are divided into three, right? So for today's class, so this is what I'll be taking us through. So at the end of this class, we'll be able to, to define all of these things and have a better understanding about all the items that are listed here. So moving on, we are all products managers. I mean, it's a good thing for you to start making that positive declaration into your life that you're a product manager. So I'm not going to say I'm wrong for calling you product managers, right? So product manager. So the first question is that I'm going to ask you now is what is a product? Because from the word product, product manager, and product management, these are three keywords that you need to have an understanding of. So now tell me what is a product? What comes to your mind when you hear the word product? So I want you to engage the channel like what is product? I mean, if you're a products manager, you need to know what a product is. So I'm waiting on the chat box. Tell me what a product is. I hope everyone can hear me. Thank you. So, what is a product? What is a product? I'm still waiting. What is a product? Like when you hear the word products, what comes to your mind? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I am waiting. A product is a solution or items. I'm waiting. Tell me what is a product? A product is a need, is a multiplication of two numbers. Personally, I think a product is an item that can be offered to sales. Showing out. Okay. A product is an offering that solves a customer's problem. A substance like everybody is like you are right about the definition of a product. An item, I read something now. An item that serves as an exchange for value. Yeah, that's right. A product is an item or service to meet a need. I mean, fantastic. We've all given a great definition to what a product is. So it's obvious that we all know what a product is. So we are not in the wrong track. So like we rightly said, that a product is a solution that is designed to satisfy a specific need. Of course, a product is anything, either tangible or intangible, that serve or as what? As an exchange for value in order to meet the needs of your users. Like some people ask questions like, product is it something that you have to be able to like to touch, right? So some people believe that product has to be something that is tangible, that if you cannot touch a particular object, it is not a product. So product does not necessarily need to be tangible, something that you can hold, but it could also become in form of a service. Do you understand? So product could be in form of a service that is being rendered. For example, Uber, for example, is a product. I hope you know that by taking you from one place to the other. Do you understand? So you don't necessarily need to hold it, but it could be a service. Even bank, for example, they are rendering service to you, right? So by helping you to like to keep your money, you making transfers from one place to the other, they are rendering service. So don't just feel, I mean, you don't need to just limit your mindset that a product is something that you can only touch. No, you don't have to. It's not necessary, but you can experience it in form of service. So that's about products. So even YouTube, for example, is also a product. That, yeah, this channel we are using is a product. Your phone is a product. Your shirt is a product. So in as much as that particular item serve as a what? As an exchange for value to in order to meet what? Your needs is a product. Yeah. So moving on. So I think I've explained that a product is something that can be seen, experienced, created to meet the needs or desires of a consumer. It can be physical, it can be a service, it can be an experience, or it can even be a concept. So a product is any good or any idea that can be offered to the market in order for you to satisfy customers' need. Now that we have an understanding of what a product is, so now tell me, what is product management? What is product management? What is product management? Product management. I'm waiting. What is product management? A product is a substance for sale. Yeah, that's right. So what is product management? Now that you know what product is, then what is, from the word management, right? When you hear the word management, it's a process, right? There's a difference between products, product management, and product managers. There are three keywords, right? So now when you know what a product is, what is product management? There are some interviews that you can attend. I think I've attended one in the past, and they were asking me that, what is the difference between product manager and product management? Do you understand? I was like, well, but in my head, I was just like, what question is that? It might not very simple question, but for you not to be able to to answer that question, I mean, it might not really be something that you like at the end of the day. It looks simple, but I mean, it's very, very good for you to be able to know what those things are. So product management is the act of managing the products for efficiency and effectiveness. Okay, Jade, I got that. Overseeing the overall strategy for a product from ideas to launch period. And is the process of planning, building, improving a product to make sure it solves the right problem for the right people. Brilliant. Jonathan, are you sure you're not a product manager with that definition? Because it's very comprehensive. Okay, Olayinka, it's the process of managing a product from inception to completion. Okay, is the process of planning, forecasting, marketing a product throughout all its stages. Okay, okay. I mean, we've all done justice to that question. So it's obvious that I have my guys on this call. I have the senior product managers on this call. Are you sure that? Okay, let me not go there. Anyways, with all these responses I'm getting on the chat box, I have my guys on this, you know, and which is quite good. I mean, I'm happy that I have people that they are determined and they are not just waiting, they're also making their own personal research as well, which is quite good. All right. Please confirm you can hear me. Sorry, I had a little bit of a challenge with my network. Yeah. Okay. So product management is a process that focuses on bringing new products, either existing products, to our users, right? So it's not necessary that it has to be a new product. It might be an existing product that you're trying to modify. All right. So an effective managers, right, are able to create products that customers love, that they have the ability to integrate their UI UX into the product they are trying to work on, as well as also the functionalities, and also for them to be able to like um meet the business needs of the users. So as a product management is in the intersection between the UI UX, the tech and the business. So you can't see any products that you will not that it won't come up with like probably like a aesthetics. Like if you look at most of these applications online, you notice that there are some designs, and those designs are being worked on by the designers. They came up with those designs, right? And also for those designs to also function, that's when the technology part of it comes in, and also the business part of it also. At least whatever product they are trying to work on, right, should be able to meet up with your business goals as well. So it's actually in the middle of the UX, the tech, and the business. I hope you all understand what I'm trying to say. So we have like four different types of definition here. Another one says there is a business function that oversees a product's entire life cycle from ideation to market launch. I want you to know that product management is a process. Do you understand? So product manager is quite different to product management. So it's the process that focuses on what, bringing all of those ideas into life. So now that you have an understanding of what product is, what product management is, so now what is product? Who is a product manager? I know somebody will say, I am a product manager. Esther will say, I am a product manager. Samuel will say, I'm a product manager. So I'm asking now, who is a product manager? If you say product management is the process, so that process, who is taking the responsibility for that process for it to come live? Is that not the work of a product manager? So tell me, what is product manager? Abi, who is a product manager? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. A product manager. I'm going to share the slide after class. You have access to the slide. Don't worry, you have access to it. A product manager. What's Tell me, I'm waiting. Who is a product manager? A product manager is the person who oversees the fantastic, like very simple definition. I like that. I like that. Debbie. For you. Thumbs up. I like that. It's a process. Okay. Is a person that oversees the product manager process. Is in charge of the product and is in charge of the product and process. That's fantastic, Obi. Okay. Someone that is responsible for product management. Fantastic. Fatai is the person who is in charge of overseeing the life cycle of the product. Wow, great. Is the one that manages your products. Wow, I love that. A PM is a person that oversees the product life cycle. Fantastic. So a product manager, right, is an individual person that is responsible for guiding a product from its life cycle, right from ideation to launch and beyond. So for every product that you are seeing now today, there is somebody that is actually working at the back end for that product to come to life. Do you understand? So Marty Kagan, the author of Inspired on how to create products that customer love, says that the definition of a product manager is to discover products that is what that is valuable, product that is usable, and product that is visible. So if you hear the word valuable, what does that mean? When you say when you hear the word valuable, what comes to your mind? That is the product that you're trying to work on. Is it valuable? Is it something that your customer will want to exchange for money? Right? And usable, is it going to be very easy for your users? How easy is it for them to complete their transactions? Is it visible in terms of technicality? Is it realistic in terms of resources? Do you have the resources for that idea? Do you have the time management, resources, and all of those things? Are they in place? So you're not going to just say that you want to work on a product. No, there are a lot of background check that you have to undergo before you even think of building any product. So a product manager has to be knowledgeable in three main spheres, such as the business part of it. I think I mentioned that, technologies and users experience, because they have to ensure that the product that they are working on aligns with your business goal, and also it is visible to build, right? So moving on, as a product manager on, this question I'm asking you, just take it very seriously, because there are some interviews that you'll be attending, right? And they will ask you questions like, okay, who is a product manager? Like they will ask you that, what is the duty of a product manager? They can ask you that, what are the responsibilities of a product manager? They can ask you. I think, yeah, they've asked me that kind of question before. So a product manager understand what a user wants. You are just like you are representing the customers, right? You are representing the customers when you're with your stakeholders. So you, as a product manager, you understand what your user wants. And how do you know what your users want? By conducting a research and feedback. So if you're an individual on this call that you don't like doing research, I'm sorry to tell you, you're actually in the wrong place, because product managers are researchers. Yes. So if you're not good research, you're not in the right place, but then it's something that you can develop. All right, because you cannot just say you want to build a product without having to have a deeper understanding about what your users needs. So you have to do your own due diligence by conducting an extensive research to know what your users want actually. So as a product manager also, you'll be working with designers, engineers to build the product, because as a product manager you cannot build a product alone. So if you're a kind of person on this call that you find it so hard to manage people, and you're this kind of person that you cannot tolerate someone, I'm sorry to tell you that you're in the wrong place, because you have to work with your stakeholders for you to be able to develop a product. And also, as a product manager aligns with the business goals and ensure that the product had value. Like I said earlier on, whatever product you are working on has to be in alignment with your business goals. Yes. So it's not that you're just coming up with an idea that is not going to work, or something that is not realistic, or something that you bring the company down as a whole. So as a product manager also, they make a product manager is a person that makes a key decision on what to build next. That's prioritization of features. We get there. And also, a product manager is a person that acts as a bridge between the stakeholders and the development team. So you can see that a product manager is not really people think that for the fact that product manager is it has the word management, right? People are always thinking that it's management, so there's no work, there's nothing that we want to do, and all of those things. So most people get deceived because of that management of it, because they just feel like it's just management. But to be honest, a product manager, they are wearing many hats. Like, there's a lot for them to do, a lot for product management. But as we move on, you'll get to understand what I'm trying to say. Oh, wow, the next slide says it all. So, as a product manager, can you see what can you see? Like, can somebody just explain what this image, what it means? What does it mean, guys? I want to know. What does it mean? Like, what did you see, and how can you interpret this image? Product manager is a researcher. We are all product managers. I love that piece. So, looking at this image, what can you see? Product managers, how best can you explain this cap? I think if you are looking at this cap, you can count up to like one, two, three, up to like eight caps or no. What can you see? And how best can you explain this? They are carrying all the workload. It's leading multiple roles. All right. Traits of a PM. Okay. All right. Okay. Multiple roles, unrest. Exactly. Have a lot of duties to perform. I like that. Another person, another person. Uh, okay. Multiple roles. Okay. A pillar. Expectation from a PM. That's a lot of responsibility. Exactly. So I'm not going to lie to everyone on this call. Being a product manager is no jokes. I'm not here to scare you, but the reality is it's no joke. Like, it's a serious business. Product management, product managers, it's a very, very serious business because you have a lot of responsibility on your head. You have a lot of responsibility. A man with many responsibility on his head. Exactly. Okay. So the many hats you are seeing here represent one. That a product manager is a what? A psychologist. Do you know what that means? Psychologist in the sense that when you are conducting a research, right? There are some words that there are some feedback that you want to get from your target audience that they might not be able to explain. They might not be able to put those things into words, right? So as a product manager, you should be able to read their mind, right? You should be able to, like, okay, men looking at them, right? You should be able to, like, oh, this is what this person is trying to say, right? This is what this person is trying to, like, to explain. You should be able to read their mind. That's another key role and another responsibility of a product manager. You're a psychologist, so you should be able to read their minds. You should be able to tell what they are trying to say. Another thing is that a product manager is a director. Of course, you are a director in the sense that you'll be managing the stakeholders, managing your dev team, managing your marketing, your finance, your legal, managing everyone. Do you understand? So there's a lot for you to do as a product manager. Because to be honest, you're more like a mini CEO of a product manager, like you're a big deal. Like, you're a big deal. In case you don't know, you're a big deal. So as a product manager, you have many hats, right? You have so many things that I think, okay. As a product manager, also, you are a detective. Detective in the sense that you should be able to know how to figure out an error. Like when an error happened, probably maybe you are trying to work on a product and something happened. Maybe your idea or something just happened and it wasn't successful, right? You should be able to like detect that what exactly is the problem, like what is happening. You should have that skills as being detective about why that idea is not working. You're also a scientist in terms of testing the products. Can you see? You're also a diplomat. You should be able to make diplomatic decisions about a product as well. You're an architect in the sense that you should be able to like, oh, this is the kind of design that we are trying to achieve. Oh, the design should look like this, the design should look like that, and all of that. Do you understand? So you should be able to like, imagine how the design should look like. So you're an architect, you're a diplomat, you're a detective, you're a scientist, you're a gardener. That even after you launch your products, right, you still have to gather feedback. You still have to water it in such a way that after launching, the product still continues. You gather feedback, you iterate, and you rebuild also. So you're also a gardener that even after you have launched your product, you still have to gather feedback also. It doesn't end there. Do you understand? There's another thing that is here that I cannot see clearly. So so these are part of, you can see the numbers of hats that you're wearing. So product manager, you have a lot to do. You have to be creative. Thank you, favor. And also product manager career path. As a product manager, you cannot get that. There are levels to things. It's just like you getting a job, right? You cannot start as a boss in a day. Do you understand? So as a product manager, you have about 10 ladders that you have to climb, from associates, product associates. That's the first one, the beginning of your journey as a product manager. Do you understand? So as a product associate, right? I think they earn up to like, I think $50,000 to I think $80,000, depending on the location and the organization you're working with. But then you're going to start from becoming a product associate, moving from there to junior, from there product coordinator, junior product managers, associate product managers, senior product managers, then product manager. You become a product manager before you become a senior product manager, and also group product directors of principal and product manager, as well as also the director of product management, and last one, which is the VP, which is the top, um the the top of it all, of becoming a product manager. That is the VP of a product management, or the VP or the CPO of a product. Okay, asking about the ER. That one is for emergency, in the sense that if something just happened, you need to be able to correct it on the spot. Like what's happened, like what exactly can we do for this, for that particular error that you identify. So you also work as an emergency doctor, kind of. Do you understand? I hope you understand. So as a product manager, i'm not going to say that um I'm not going to say that you won't you just have to be active. That's the right word to use. You have to be active. Like you have to be very active. That's just what I have to say. Product manager is a big deal. It's a very big deal. So moving on. So if I want to ask, let me ask you now. So what level are you? Let me ask you. What level are you? Looking at this product manager career path, what level are you? I'm asking. You can just drop it on the channel. Product associate. I love that. Team talk product associates. Nice one. And also, I just want to encourage everybody. So you can always become whatever you decide to become in life. So don't just see it as you just started your journey, right? Tell your story as well, and you get there. Do you understand? So it's just a matter of time. So moving on to the next slide, which is the business importance of a product manager. So for every business owner, the goal and their objective is for them to make profit. I hope you understand that. So what are the business importance of a product manager? Number one, the importance of a product manager in business is one, to define their product vision and align with their business goals in order to drive growth, right? So as a product manager, the reason why a product manager is being hired, right, is for them to, to help an organization to be able to define their business products vision, as well as align it with their business goals, and also for them to be able to understand what the users need through research, ensuring their product are customer centric so that they will not waste money doing the wrong thing and not being able to meet the needs of their users. So another importance is it bridges the gaps between engineering, design, marketing, and stakeholders for smooth collaboration. I think I've explained that. And also, one of the business importance as well is for them to make a data-driven decision on what to build next, so that to maximize their return on investments. Also, it also helps to streamline development process by helping the company to launch valuable features faster. That's in terms of time to the market. It's not that you are launching the wrong product at the wrong time. Do you understand? And another thing is for risk mitigation. It helps you to keep the product ahead of your market trends and competitors through innovations. So it helps you to mitigate risk, to reduce your risk by making that research and all of those things. So by the time you conduct your research, you are reducing risk by not producing the wrong thing at the wrong time and for the wrong users. Another thing is competitive advantage. It also keeps the product ahead of market trends and competitors through innovations. And also in terms of profitability and growth, it ensures that the products are being delivered in deliver business values, and also increases revenue and supports scalability. That's another business importance. I'm getting the response on the channel. Okay. So now let's move to the skills of product manager. I think this part is one of the most important thing that I really love talking about, right? Skills of a product manager. As a product manager, you need to have a critical thinking skills. Do you understand? Because you need to make some decisions that you need to have a thorough understanding about those decisions as a product manager. Like I mentioned, that you're a mini CEO of a product. Do you understand? So a situation happens and you need to make decisions. You won't just make a decision with your feelings, right? Not that you just be, if, I know we ladies, we can be emotional, right? But then this is business, isn't it? So for you to make any decisions, you have to be very critical. You have to you need to be critical about your decisions. And if it's possible, you can probably have a template. Okay, what is the problem, right? Okay, what step do you want to take about that particular problem? Why is this thing happening, right? Why is it happening? Okay, what are we trying to achieve? Okay, what are the deliverables for these decisions to be, to be made? So you not just say something now without having to think thoroughly, because if you make one silly decisions, it can affect the entire life cycle of a product that you're trying to achieve, or entire yeah, it can affect the product itself. Do you understand? So before you make any decision, think thoroughly, make research before you just make a decision. Analyze the old what's it called? Analyze the old thing that you're trying to achieve. Be critical about your decision. Know the right thing to say. Don't just make decision without carrying out all of this process. And also leadership skills. Product managers are leaders. Do you understand? You should be able to inspire your stakeholders, motivate your stakeholders for you to get your job done. A leader that cannot inspire, a leader that cannot motivate his followers, you're not, I mean, what kind of leader is that? Do you understand? Leadership skills. So if you're a kind of person that maybe you don't know how to lead, it's not that you're leading with we have some leaders that they can be very bossy. I'm a product manager, you listen to me. I'm a product manager, it's whatever I write on my PRD, that is what you do. You don't do it like that. You should be able to inspire, motivate, convince your stakeholders for them to listen to you. So leadership. So if you know you don't have all of these skills, maybe you should go and take an online course for all of these skills, because it is essential as a product manager. I must tell you. Problem solving skills. A situation whereby maybe you are having a meeting, maybe you have your stand up meeting in the morning, and then maybe some of your stakeholders, I mean maybe your design team, they are not joining or something like that. Something happened and you're very, very hungry, this and that. You started showing attitude and all of those things. It's not going to help you. Problem solving skills. You should be able to, like, okay, first thing is, this person does not join this meeting. What really happened? And then you need to first of all figure out what exactly happened, except if it is something that is reoccurring. All right. And also, there might be instances whereby you are trying to maybe you're having an argument with your stakeholders about a particular features that need to be worked on, and your design team, they are saying, oh, we want the aesthetics to be very great, and your dev team also, they are also saying another thing entirely. I mean, you should be able to, like, as a product manager, provide data to back up your points. Do you understand? For them to be convinced about that idea that you're trying to pass across to them. So problem solving skills, a lot of issues that you might eventually face during the course of your career, but then you should be able to solve those things and make it in such a way that you are strategic about it, and you're able to, like, analyze it. For every problem you are trying to solve, provide data. When there is data, the whole thing is very easy. This is the data for this and that. This is the evidence. Case closed. So another thing is communication skills. Communication is very important in any organizations. An individual that does not know how to communicate, it's a problem. Yeah. So, and there are lots of free courses that you can also you can enroll for online for your communication skills, because communicating with when you are communicating and they are not understanding what you are saying, you are not communicating. And that's why for every meetings you have, there's need for you to always, okay, a recap of what I just said is this, to confirm that your stakeholders, they understand what you're saying. Time management skills. As a product manager, you have to be time conscious. Your 2 hours should be 2 hours. Your 15 minutes stand up should be 15 minutes stand up. You don't need to be reminded about stand up in the morning. Your designer does not need to come to your DM to come and be reminding you that, PM, we're having stand-up meeting. No. Mm-mm. So you have to be exceptional in such a way that when it comes to timing, then I know our PM doesn't joke with time. Time is money, time is very precious. Market research. I think I mentioned that product managers are researchers. All right. So I've already explained that. So don't let us take much time on that. So writing technical specification. You also need to also work on your technical your writing technical skills as well, because you'll be writing your PRD documentation and the likes. And also, if you're not good with that, you need to also learn it as well. Like I mentioned, product manager is a big deal. I'm not scaring you, but it's really a big deal. So your writing technical skills also, it's one of the skills that is also expected for you to have. All right, basic web development skills. Also, it's something that you should have. People ask questions that, as a product manager, do I need to have product designer skills and development skills? Do I need to know how to code? Do I need to do this? Do I need to know how to do this? Do I need to know how to do? A lot of questions that people ask, as a product manager, do I need to have all of this? The truth is, you don't necessarily need to have 100% of all of those skills, but in as much that you have the understanding of the basics, because like I mentioned, you'll be assigning tasks to your designers, to your dev team, your stakeholders, isn't it? But if you don't have an understanding of what those guys are going to do, please, how do you want to assign it, and how do you want to even track the success of the tasks that you have been assigned if you are not knowledgeable about it? So this is why it is essential for you to have an understanding about the basic things about these guys. Like, I mean, just have a little bit understanding about the design, what design looks like, and even the dev team. So you should be able to, like, speak about it. Do you understand? So you don't have to be 100%. Do you understand? So also data analysis skills, like I mentioned, you have to be good with data. So if you're on this call, if you don't like data, you should learn it, because for every decision you make, it has to be what you need data to back it up. There is no assumption. We don't assume as a product manager, and that is why you conduct your research, you analyze your results, then you make a decision. All right. So Microsoft Office skills, I mean, you might want to prepare slide and all of those things. Microsoft Office skills is, I think, it's something that's very basic that I believe everybody on this call we are good with that. So yeah, moving on. Important responsibilities. A product manager identify market problems that worth solving and then leads the group that will solve those problems. They define the product vision. They advocate for customers' need. They create ideas for the products. They also track product performance. They also coordinate product launch. They manage product testing, and they also create a shared um, brain, and they also communicate product requirements. So as product managers, really, you have a lot of responsibility. I'm repeating this again. So if you're on this call and you're thinking that you are in the most easiest track because it carries management, you are just deceived oh, because there's a lot. You have to continue, like you need to work like on yourself in such a way that you need to be very, very outstanding. There are lots of things that you need to do. A lot, a lot that you have to do. So moving on to project manager, program manager, and product manager. So many people ask me questions that what is the difference between project manager and a program manager as well as product managers? I'll just give you like a simple difference that if anybody asks you, you can easily, tell them what the difference is. So for projects, project is time bound, right? Project manager is after the end goal, get it done, right? And whatever they need to work on is based on that deadline. So they are afterwards deadline. So a project manager, they are responsible for a day-to-day project progress, hands-on, and they focus on running projects smoothly, identifying and removing blocking issues, and overall project communications. So they can handle more than one project in a flight at a time. But the difference between a project manager is just the timing about it. Project manager, once they are done with their project, they are done. But for a product manager, even after you are done, you still have to continue. So a product manager is responsible for the entire product life cycle of a product. They'll be the ones to conduct user research, personas, identify customers' need, business objective, and products and their futures. So the difference between product manager and a project manager is that once a product is launched for product managers, their job continues because once a product manager launch an MVP of a product, they still have to gather feedback because I believe that every organization should use agile approach in their ways of working so that they can be able to iterate, gather feedback from their users, and go back to their drawing board if at all what they are trying to work on they didn't really is not what they eventually get at the end of the day. Because when you launch a new product, for example, you need to gather feedback. So product manager will what? They will gather feedback and they work on those feedbacks. Their job has not stopped. But you see projects, once they are done, they are done. Is like once they are done, they don't even want to like know you at the end of the day. Do you understand? That's it about project manager. But program managers, what they do is what? They're in charge of series of projects. They can monitor series of projects. They are not just limited to just one. They can, like an organizations that has different departments, isn't it? So a program manager oversees the activities between multiple projects. Do you understand? In an organization, that's just the simple definition. So moving on, types of product managers. That's the next thing on our slide. We have like the numbers of the types of product managers that we have. Like that's not all, but I just mentioned a few on this slide. I'm going to send the slide to you. Okay, so you have access to it. So the types of product managers, you are not limited to this. So you can also conduct your own personal research to, to find out the remaining types of product manager. But as a starter, right, you still have to get the basic understanding of product management. So once you are now done with your training, you can now say, okay, this is your niche. I want to be this is my own focus as a product manager. I don't want to be a generalist, right? I want to be a growth product manager. I want to be an API product manager. I want to be an AI product manager. I want to be a platform manager. I want to be a technical product manager. Whatever you want to become, you can. But then, before you decide on a particular niche, like I mentioned, you still need to get the basic, the foundation of it all. Then you can now decide to create a niche for yourself. So I think I have like five on this slide. So a generalist. A generalist product manager is a skilled product manager across the entire life and product life cycle from concept to launch. They can craft a clear product vision, strategy, and roadmap, and also execute and deliver effectively. So they are adaptable leaders who can guide cross-functional teams in any industry, customer segments, or tech environments. As market shifts, customer need to evolve. They can quickly pivot plans while staying aligned with their business goals. We have the technical product manager. You know, technical product manager, these are people that they have probably like a science background, probably maybe they are engineers in their school, or probably they study computer science in school, or maybe they have this knowledge of specific industries. They have this in-depth knowledge of the of technical background. So a technical product manager focuses on a technical aspect of a product development. If you want to become a technical product manager now, you need to know what a designer does, a developer, like you have to be grounded. So a product manager, yes, you have to be. I'll check all the questions on the chat box. Or should we just take questions now? Okay, let me see if there are questions. You can drop your questions so I can attend to your questions. I hope I'm not too fast, guy. If I'm too fast, please let me know. If I'm too fast, let me know. Are there certification to be written? For what exactly? Is it for becoming a technical product manager or what? Um, Franklin, can you explain better? Can we get the notes as a file? You will get this. You will get the slide at the end of the class. Okay, I don't think there are much questions there. Okay, PRD is a product requirement document, a professional document that has all the information of the product from the user experience to the future. Faith, are you sure you are not a senior PM? Because it's just defining. Your PRD is a living document that serves as a roadmap for what you are trying to achieve. Do you understand? So your product requirement contains every details about a product idea, right from the vision, the mission of your product, the problem statement of the product you are trying to work on. It contains the problem, it contains the solution, it contains the features, it contains the user flow, it contains the user journey, it contains your user story, your acceptance criteria, it contains your assumptions, it contains your dependencies, it contains your technical specification. So your PRD is like a book, is a living document that contains every details about the product that you're working on. That if anybody should pick that document, they can have an understanding of your product. The reason why it is living document is because it is something that you can always what's the word, you can adjust, you can correct, or maybe for example now you are launching an MVP of a product. After you have conducted your research, there's need for you to go back to your drawing board, right, and to make some changes and to enhance it based on the feedback that you got from your user. So your PRD, you can always go back to your PRD to what, to correct, to modify it. Do you understand? That is why it is a living document. And no, not you're the only one that can modify it. Your product designers, your stakeholders, they don't have the right to touch it. I mean, they don't have the right to write anything. The only thing is that there's a section that contains questions. They might want to ask you questions and you have to provide it. So your PRD has to be very, very detailed in such a way that when they pick your PRD, they should be able to understand what you have written on your PRD. Do you understand? So if, like developers, they don't like, I won't say they don't like reading. I'm sorry if developers are listening to me right now. But if you want to write your PRD, it should be something that is straight to the point, straight to the point that they can understand. Don't want to be writing, a epistle and just go straight to the point. But don't worry, we get there. By the time we get there, you have an understanding of how PRD is written, what is expected to be on your PRD, and how all of this things should, how it's going to work out, right? So that's what a PRD is. I don't know if that answered your question. And then what else? I think there's another question. Somebody was. You can just drop your question. Drop your question, guys. Drop your question. Do you have any questions so we can just proceed? Okay, I think I'm seeing a question here. Somebody is asking what is MVP? An MVP is a minimum viable product, like the simplest version of a product that delivers just enough features to satisfy your early adopters, or in order for you to validate an idea. Do you understand? For you to be able to test your assumptions about a product. So an MVP is just a simple version of a product, your minimum viable um, products, just for you to test your idea by gathering feedback from your users. You might want to work on a product. For example, let's look at WhatsApp, for example. You all know the kind of um, development that is happening on WhatsApp. I believe we are all on WhatsApp on this call. You remember when they started WhatsApp? There are so many features that are not on WhatsApp when it started. But look at what they are doing now. Their product manager is doing a good job. Why? Because you can see how they are innovating, they are making changes. So I'm sure that when they started WhatsApp, it doesn't have all the it's not that even I'm sure it is what we are experiencing. It wasn't like that. Do you understand? So they are always coming up with new ideas, enhancing it. So MVP is you just trying to like develop a minimum version, right? For you to be able to like test your ideas. It's with the main features, that a functional feature that for you to be able to test your assumptions, and that's why you have to be agile in your approach. Do you understand? You cannot just say, okay, well, this is what we want to build, though, and we have to work on all of the features. You don't do it that way. What if you work on all of it at the end of the day, and it is by the time you gather feedback from your users, it is not what it is. Like it is not what they're expecting from you. So agile approach encourages what changes, iterate, for you to be able to iterate on those ideas that you worked on. I hope you understand that. That's what I mean. But we still get there. You have better understanding as we move on. So do we have any other questions so that we can proceed? Okay. Okay. I don't think there's any question. All right. So let's just continue, guys. This one said, please pity us. We are seeing you. Which one is MVP? Minimum viable products. I think I've explained that. Okay, no problem, Andrew. We just do that. Let's proceed. All right. Growth product managers. A growth product manager is a product professional whose main focus is on driving and optimizing growth across the user lifecycle through lifecycle rather than owning a specific product end to end. Unlike traditional product managers who manage the entire product from concept to launch. A growth PM, they zero in on a specific performance metric such as user acquisition, activation, retention, referrals, and revenue in order to help the business scale efficiently and sustainable. So a growth PM, what they basically do is that they track the growth of a product. Number one, the work of a Albert, you said you don't understand what's going on. What exactly is it that you don't understand about? Drop your questions. Somebody said this is a real work. Okay. So a growth product manager, what they basically do is what they track the growth and the metrics of a product. Acquisition, in the sense that they want to know your customer's journey on, okay, how does your product get to their users? Like me, how does it get to your users? Is it through social medias? Is it through referrals? Is it through what can you list out other ways whereby you can have an encounter with a product aside from social media, aside from referrals? What else? Juliet said you don't understand. What exactly? Ask your question now. Whatever you don't understand, just drop it. Just drop it. Okay. So for growth product manager, right? Like I mentioned, acquisition in the sense that they want to know how your product gets to their users. Do you understand? Is it through social media? Is it through referrals? Is it through one on one? Like, is it someone that just told them about the product? All of those things are just okay. Is it through sales representative? Okay, nice one. That's another thing. So all of these things they will have to just like okay, figure that out. Another thing, activation. They want to know if your users what they through word of mouth. Thank you, Dija. Activation. They want to know if the first they want to know how the first experience that your user have with your products. Activation, like what is the first experience? What is it like? Is it that when they sign up for your products, it took them like how many weeks for them to come back? Were they able to complete the transaction till the end? They want to know. They want to know also the retention rate at which your customers are coming back for the products. So this growth product manager, when you hear the word growth, they want to know what the user engagement are for that product. So for every of these types of products, they have different roles that they are playing. But the goal is still what? To for us to be able to develop a product that users would want and product that meets the need of your users. So there are a lot of jobs that you will get the ads on LinkedIn. They need a growth product manager, they need this, they need that, they need technical PM and all. So all these things, once they are done, you've gotten the basic understanding of what a product manager is. You still need, before you start thinking of a niche for yourself, you need to have an idea of what they do. So a growth manager, what they do, they identify, they reduce friction points in the user journey. Like I said, they want to know how the product gets to the users. Did you notice something that when you check a particular, for ladies, for example, maybe on Instagram, you check a particular item on Instagram, by the time you get to Facebook again, you meet that same product there. You'll be wondering that how do they know all of these things? Because they've been able to, to understand your the customers your flow, user journey, as to how you are able to like have an encounter with all of these products. So they can track it. They can track your journey right from the particular app that you've you sign up for. Do you understand? So as they are signing up, like I think you used to see maybe accept cookies, all of those things on your application, all of those things they are using it to track, to gather information about you. So a growth product manager also helps to develop and execute growth strategies. They help to optimize conversion rates across key users flows, like I mentioned. They also use data to inform product decision. After when they've been able to gather all of this feedback, right? After when they've been able to gather all of this feedback, they do now analyze all of those things to determine, oh, how many engagement do we have on our products today? How many people downloaded? Did you know you can download the product and you will not use it? I think I went for an event like that and I was told to download that app that when I download the app, that I think there's probably there's something they want to give in return. Then I'm not even into tech. Then I've not started my career then. But I was still anxious and all of those things. And maybe I should download it. I will download the app. I downloaded the app. I got the package. I went for one event and I got the package they were doing. And you know what I did? Who knows what I did after? I deleted it. Maybe you want me to download. So these are the things that growth managers will figure out. How many people downloaded the app? At the point, like, what is the point of completion? And when did they come back? They will calculate all of those, they will analyze all of those things. So that's the work of a growth manager. So you can, yeah. So moving on, I think I've explained generalist PM. A generalist product manager is versatile in product professional. They handle a wide range of responsibilities. I think I've explained that. We have the product owners as well. Yeah, talk to someone about your product one-on-one. Yeah. So product owner focus on day-to-day execution within the Scrum framework, managing the backlog, crafting user stories, ensuring alignment with strategic through strong collaboration and practical decision. So product owner will work with the development team. Yeah, yeah, Grace, Anyson. So product owners they work with the development team. And one of the skills that is essential for you to have is Scrum knowledge, strategic alignment, user story creation, backlog management, and cross-functional collaboration. So people take courses to become a scrum master. Do you understand? But just do not, I'll just advise you that embrace your journey for a start. Don't rush yourself, right? Whatever niche that you want to create for yourself, you can always get that, but then just get the basics. Just know the basics first. And later on, you can now read about all of these things online, right? And okay, this is where I want to focus on. Do you understand? This is the exact thing I want to focus on, and I mean that you get it done. So people ask that what is the difference between a product owner and a product manager? For an organization that is a startup that they cannot afford too much, it's the PM that is going to do everything. But for organizations that can afford a lot, they can hire a product manager, product owner, growth manager, technical PM if they can afford it. But if you happen to find yourself in an organization that they cannot really afford that, you need to want to do all of those things as a product manager. So a product owner, they focus on delivering features within the agile team. Like I mentioned, they work more with development team. They make tactical decisions within a project scope. They have agile knowledge, they are detail oriented, they are organized, and also they deliver features on time based on customers' need. And their key role is for them to facilitate their development team. And other responsibilities they have is backlog management, their user story. All of this might sound strange to you that you don't understand, but don't worry. As you proceed, you have better understanding about all of these things that are listed here. You already know what a product manager is, that they manage the entire life cycle of a product. Even when the product is being launched, their job continues. So I think I've explained that what the product manager does. So product manager makes strategic decisions, they conduct research, they have business acumen, they communicate, they have technical know-how, they build a valuable, successful products that align with their business goals, and they also they bridge a gap between their stakeholders. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of this class that as you've joined, have you started your journey today rather? Think of a product that you work on, right? Your own personal product. And by the time you're wrapping up, you already have everything figured out. So for every teaching, be practicalizing those things on your products. By the time we get to writing of PRD, you should be on your product that you're trying to work on. Whatever that you're being taught, use your own personal products, right? Because at the end of this cohort, right, we have like there'll be like an hackathon with other team. Do you understand? Yeah, it's not just product management alone. We have other stacks, right? So you'll be competing with another team. So try as much as possible to listen and make the best opportunity about what we are teaching here. And also don't stop in class. Do your own personal research also. Read online, read articles, watch videos on YouTube. Just take this like it's a serious business. Be intentional about it. Do you understand? And also, another thing I also mention also is that learn to tell your stories. Learn to tell your stories as well online. And then, like as you've started your journey today, whatever you're able to pick from this class, it might not be maybe 2 or 3 points, whatever you're able to, you can write a story about it on LinkedIn. Today, I learned this, and this is the beginning of my journey as a product manager. And just you can just bring up like a content about it. Optimize your LinkedIn account. That by the time you are done, I mean, you'll be happy with yourself. So don't be quiet. I just yeah. So product marketing, we also have product marketing managers. By crafting narratives and defining your brand voices, the product marketing managers are storytellers at heart. Product marketing managers, they ensure that it resonates with their target customers beyond identifying market trends. And this type of product managers, they orchestrate the go-to-market strategy. Like I mentioned, if you find yourself in an organization that they cannot afford all of these product managers, you will work like you really want to do all of these things. You really want to write the go-to-market strategies. You really want to come up with all of those the storytelling about what the product is all about. It's a lot of work. The launching for your launch, for your pre-launch, for your pre for launching, for pre-launch, launch, and post-launch. All of those plans, you really want to write it. Yes, you write it, but it is actually important that you know all of these things. You have an idea of all of these things. That regardless of where you meet yourself, you will function well. Do you understand? So just have that kind of positive energy that you can literally do anything that you are being assigned to do. Do you understand? So we have product analysts as well. A product analyst are specialized in crunching data and monitoring usage patterns, making informed recommendation that lead to better products. So the role involves suggesting product improvement at various points during the product life cycle and helping decision makers to implement fundamental improvement to existing products. So what these guys focus on is what making data driven decisions, insights. That's what product analysts do. They analyze what the data that you have gotten from your users. But like I said, as a product manager, you need to have some skills. You should be able to analyze. If you conduct a research, if you use probably like a Google form, I think there's a way you can just convert it to an Excel sheet. You should be able to analyze those results when you are done with your research. So a product manager is no jokes, it's no beans. Like it's a lot of work for you to do. All right, moving on. What are the challenges and solutions of a product manager? For every organization or for whatever career that you have chosen, I mean, it cannot be, exciting all the time. There are roadblocks sometimes. But then for product managers, these are not all the challenges we have. These are not all the challenges, but I just said a few. For one of the challenges we have is prioritizing roadmap. Another one is communication. Prioritizing roadmap in the sense that when you are trying to prioritize your roadmap as to how when your product has to be delivered is something that you need to like pay attention to. Can anyone hear me? So if you are working on a particular product, so there are oh god, somebody said there are more challenges. Of course now you should be expecting it now. You should be expecting it. So but to be honest, you have the courage to do anything. Loud. Okay. All right. So prioritizing the roadmap. For example, we have so many features that you're working on, right? So you need to be able to like, okay, which of these features do you need to like work on? Which one are you going to like deliver at this particular point in time? Quarter one, quarter two, quarter three. All of those things is something that you have to think about. You have to sit down and how do you prioritize all of these things? By conducting what? your own research, having those features, using prioritization framework. We have Moscow, we have Rice, we have Canon model, and we have about four. I think there are about 4 or 5 prioritization framework that you use in prioritizing your features. But when we get there, you understand better. Do you understand? So prioritizing your roadmap too might be a challenge, kind of. Communication. I think I've mentioned communication, I've explained. So don't let us spend much time on communication. Another one is what? Establishing a smooth company-wide process, the structured, right? Establishing all of those things, putting it in place is also another thing that has to be considered. That's a challenge, especially if you are working with a startup, for example, that they don't have any structure. So you need to establish the smooth running of the business. You be the HR, you be the project manager, you be so many things. You know all this startup like that they don't have anything structured. I mean, startup is actually a very good place for you to start because you will learn a lot if you're hired in a startup. So establishing a smooth structure can be challenging. Facing engineering independency, that is, for an engineer, that for the dev team now, they need to work on a particular feature before another feature will come up. So all of those things you have to consider. It's a challenge. Competitive markets, more competitive markets. If you are not growing, right, if you are unable to meet up with the markets, it's going to be a problem. Look at WhatsApp, for example. See, okay, let us use WhatsApp. Let's use a Skimmy, for example, or To Go. Look at all of those products that when we were a bit younger, they were trending, but they failed to meet up. Where are they today? So you should that's another challenges that they are facing. For you to meet up with your competitive market, for the market trends, for you to meet up, all of those things are challenges because even looking at the way things are going now, AI has really done a lot, in the sense that if you are not growing, if you are not innovating like this, you are behind though, honestly. So it's a challenge. Fast innovation cycles as well. You still, I mean, if you are not, for you, faster innovation cycle, in the sense that you want to meet up with the market, and you want to also do what to make sure that those goods they get to your users as at when due. Not that you're coming up with an idea that at that particular in time, it is not what your user needs. So if you fail to be fast or to be innovative, your competitors can what? They can overtake you. So product managers, you just have to be what? Active. Team management. Imagine you that somebody said, don't worry, by the time we get to product life cycle, I will emphasize on, the this to go, whatever. I mean, introduction and all of those things, maturity and decline phase. When you get to product life cycle, then we dive more about that. Okay. So for team management as well, managing a team is a serious business. I think the most difficult thing to manage in life is human being. It is human being. So if you don't have these management skills, right, it's a problem. So team management is also a problem as well, especially when maybe somebody that has like 4 years experience, you are working with somebody that has maybe 6 month experience. As you are trying to communicate with the person is not getting it, and you may just turn to fight or something like that. So it's another issue for you to manage that kind of situation. Or maybe your design team, your managing your stakeholder team, I said stakeholder, your design team, your development team, your marketing team, especially those you see those marketers. I mean, to manage these guys, you just have to have this management skills for you to just be able to, like, to be calm. You have to be very, very calm. Managing teams is not something that is, it's something you have to build the skills. Managing your team members, you should be able to communicate with them effectively, that they will listen to you, and also they should be able to carry out tasks without you having. The most interesting thing is that people working when you didn't even ask them to do it. That's when you can get best part of it. Like, you can get the best part of them. Like today now is declared as a public holiday. Some people are still working. They are not supposed to be working, but then because because maybe their team lead happens to be a kind of person that motivates them, they decide to work. And like, See him having to work without being instructed. It's just like there's nothing as sweet as that. That they know what to do. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to remind them. Do you understand? So managing stakeholders is something that you have to work on. To be able to manage your team members, you're able to communicate to them. They should be able to listen to you. And also you should be able to explain in such a way that they will understand what you are saying. Market changes, market trends is also a challenge that one also needs to also consider. You can see the way things are changing, right? So there's another thing that you also have to put into it's also a challenge. It's another thing that you have to put into consideration. As the market changes, you should also be try as much as possible to do more research as far as you can meet up with the market trends. You will not be left behind. Do you understand? So I think I've explained it that for you to overcome all of these challenges, you can use a flexible roadmap, align your priorities, your short-term goals and your long-term goals in order for you to meet the needs of your users. Communication, I've explained that as well. You can use like a centralized communication like Slack, you can use Notion, or you can use Team for you to be able to update and gather feedback from your users. So I've explained all of these things. Establishing a smooth company process, I've explained that as well. And then engineering dependency, I've explained that. For you to foster better collaboration between your product and engineering team, you share your priorities, you align your timeline, and you also adopt agile practice to minimize bottlenecks. So I've explained that competitive market. I think I've literally explained all of these things. Faster innovation cycles, encourage rapid experimentation, iterative development, using lean MVPs by using short feedback loops to adapt quickly to changes and all. Team management, balance your workload through task management tools, clear role definition, set the team goals and provide feedback and support continuous learning. So that's another thing that has to be considered. Stay agile by tracking trends, listening to your customers' feedback, and being ready to pivot, reevaluate your roadmap, prioritize regularly, and to match up the new reality so that you not be left behind. So, in conclusion, becoming a product manager means that you are stepping into a role that sits at the intersection of what business, technology, and users need. It's about you taking ownership of a product success from idea to execution, while aligning stakeholders by solving real user problems and driving measurable impact. So beyond the skills, networking, telling your story, joining product communities, don't worry, I'll attend to all questions. Joining communities and relating with like-minded people are essential to growing in the field. So product management is a journey of continuous learning. It has to do with collaboration, purposeful execution. So if you are very, very passionate about creating impactful solutions and you enjoy working with diverse team, it is a career path that is worth pursuing. So don't just limit yourself to what we are teaching here alone. Try as much as possible also to conduct more research and also try as much as possible to tell your story. Like it's very important. I got my first job. I A friend of mine just saw my update on Facebook and he was like, "Oh, busy." He said, "Hi, I checked your profile and I noticed that you're a product manager." Blah blah blah. And before you know it, he asked for my resume. I sent it to him and just shared it. And before I got the job, just because I told my story and it's on my profile. So you cannot use all social media, but then you just have to create a professional page for yourself. Do you understand? So if you are the kind of person that always give bad posts online, Twitter and all of that, I'm not against it though. But what I'll just say is that you need to start telling your stories online. If you want to focus on LinkedIn and be telling your story. If you want to focus on Just make sure that you have a niche for your own self. Like, okay, this is your story, and you are telling it back to every day. Whatever you learn, just say it. You don't have to write a whole epistle. Say it very short. Be building your profile that by the time you are even trying to probably get a role, you can easily, okay, if you notice for most jobs that you are getting, they usually ask you for your LinkedIn. They might not ask you for Facebook, they don't care about Facebook. But you see that LinkedIn, haha, they will ask you. Why do you think they're asking for your LinkedIn? They want to check your profile. They want to see what you have done in the past. That is why it is important for you to start telling your story now. So that they will know, okay, this person started learning and these are the activities that the person did. So you need to start telling your stories now, not when you finish up. Start telling your stories. Another thing also is that as this group is concerned, I don't the numbers of people on this channel, try to relate with them. All right, Andrew, you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. So people on this channel, I don't know how you're going to do it, but then connect with people on this channel. People that we see, product manager is not it's not beans. Like it's a lot. I'm working as a PM. I know what it feels like. I'm even me that I'm still here. I'm still taking more courses because you cannot be you have to be, you need to evolve, you need to be learning back to back. Especially if you are a kind of person that you're looking forward in becoming a global brand. So you have to be, you cannot just sit down and say, "Oh, what you learned yesterday is the same thing that is happening today on your own." Do you understand? So with the people on this call, try as much as possible to look for people, not that look for people, connect with people. It might not be much people, maybe 5 or 6 people, and oh, okay, these are people that you started this journey together, so that you can encourage yourself, you can inspire yourself. When one person is tired, another person will lift you up. And in terms of assimilation, we are not the same. Some people might, even all of this slide now, some people can even explain in such a way that you can even have better understanding than even the way me I'm explaining. Some people are very good at teaching, and we have so many of them on this channel. So connect with them. Connect. So it's very important. Connect with them. Aposema used to say something that relationship is a currency. Whatever money can do, relationship can do it. So you need people, you need to connect. If you are is that an introvert, so you like your own space, you need to leave your space now. Leave your space. So because the tech world is quite competitive. It is not a one man's something. You need people to excel. You need people. So please come out of your shell and relate and collaborate with people. Do you understand? And what else? Your portfolio. Okay, when we get there, we'll talk about that as well. But please, your journey has started today. All right. And we've come to the end of tonight's class. So now I can take questions. So feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to ask me question. I forgot to add something. Um, Tech events also. Try to, there are a lot of tech events that you can also be attending. So you can just check online for tech events that you can attend. So you can just go there and see things for yourself. Network with people when you get there and all. You don't necessarily need, just reach out to people, go out, attend events just for you to just connect. My name is BC and I'm an aspiring product manager. I like to blah 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 like that. Just start somewhere. Just start. All right. Can we call a QA a product manager? No, no, they are different. Can we start can we start our portfolio writing from training? Can we start our portfolio writing from now? Yeah, you can. So by the time you work on your capstone projects, you have something to put on your portfolio. Do you understand? But we get there. We get there. I'm waiting. Please ask your questions. Ask your question. I'm trying to read comments. I didn't get the. Hmm. I didn't get. How can I become? How can I become a pro? You promised to send the slide for today's training. Let me take the question one after the other. Please, how can I create LinkedIn? Musumala, can you please explain? Can you share more light on that question? How can you create LinkedIn? I don't. Can you ask like? Can you share more details? Please, how do we get the slide? Yes, I wish you get the slide at the end of the class. You get it. We are just learning. We are just at the learning stage. How do we build your portfolio at this stage? Don't worry. I've answered that already. What is faster innovation cycle? I said for you to keep up with external competition, right? And your market development, company push to speed up their innovation cycles because they want to be able to like meet up with external competition. Do you understand? As well as their market development. So developing a product and getting it to the market quickly can mean that it might even go off rails without clearly defined customer focus framework because they want to meet up. Do you understand? They want to meet up with their external competition. So that's what I'm trying to say. Kindly drop your LinkedIn handle. My name is Baba Emiola BC, so you can easily get it on LinkedIn. So just check. It's very easy to know. And it's even on the slide as well. So by the time I share the slide, you can just click on it. And then how can I become a product manager for an existing code room having someone's product? How can I become a product manager for an existing code room having someone's product? That question, I don't understand that question. How can I become a product manager for an existing code room? Please, what do you mean by code room? What do you mean by code room? Is it code room that is selfish? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. How can I become a product manager? Anyway, let me give you a generic response. Becoming a product manager is a lot of work. Yes, I'm not scary, but that's the reality. You need to get skills. See, if you're a kind of person that you want to get certificates, certificate is okay, oh, but let me tell you something. They hardly ask you for your certificate. Most of the interviews I've attended, they did not even I don't even know if they but then it's gonna be on your resume, right? That you at some point in your life you went to school, right? But that is not what they are looking for. You know what they are looking for? Your portfolio. So for you to become a product manager, just get that skills. Oh Jesus. You know how sweet it is for you to have skills. By the time you have that skill, just cross your leg and be like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna take this road now. Because you are confident that you have what it takes. Please don't focus on certificates. Don't because the world we are into right now, they are looking for people that are skillful. They are not even going. If you like, go and have BSc, if you like, have PhD, if you like, have master. It's good to have all of those things. Very, very good. I mean, it's boost you when you write on LinkedIn that hi, I just got my PhD, I just got my this. Very sweet. But if you cannot deliver, that your PhD is nothing. I'm serious. I'm not trying to like that's just the point. Get that skills. You can just give yourself a timeline. Like, okay, maybe if you want to focus on okay, in the next 6 months, I want to if you have the skills, don't worry. Every other thing is soft work. So just focus on getting your skills, take your classes seriously, look for mentorship on a ADP list whereby you can if you are the type of person that you're focusing on a global brand, right? You can also try to like get mentorship on ADP list so that you can probably they can also help you. You have like book a section with them, probably 30 minutes. That's just try all you can do to just get that skills. Join a group. There are a lot of group on Slack, product managers group whereby you can see people that are already working, learn from them. Don't be ashamed of your journey. Don't be bold enough to tell them that yes, my name is this. And yes, I know you all said you're a product associate, but then you can just say, okay, my name is this. I'm an aspiring product manager, and I'm open to learning. I want to learn. I want to, be humble. Do you understand? Humble yourself. Get the skills that you want. By the time you have that skills, they'll be rushing you. I'm serious. And your portfolio is very important because what they basically ask for is your portfolio. They barely ask for certificate. They used to ask for certificates. I think your resume and your portfolio, it's just your portfolio they after. So please just focus on getting the skills. Get the skills. Very important. I think I've answered that question. What other one? I didn't guess okay, it's not for me. I think it's for the management team. You promised to send the slide. I will send it. Will there be a certificate after this training? I think they should. The management will answer that question too. How many professional certificates would I need to obtain to get to the zenith of this career path? I think to get to the zenith of this career path, as much as certificate is, I know we Nigerians, we like, no, certificate is good, but fine. But to get to that career path, it has to do with experience, your numbers of years of experience. To get to the zenith means that you've literally touched all the, what do I say, most of the industries. We have the edutech, we have agritech, we have fintech, we have edutech, we have so many of them. So you might, in that kind of, for you to get to that peak, I mean, you've literally touched all of those industries. So the more experience you have, you're building. You can take you can take that role, that zenith role. You can take it because you have massive experience. So it falls back on the location and also the experience that you have. I said location, I mean your experience. That's just it. Get the skills, get the experience, and the numbers of years of experience also matters. Because people ask, what's your numbers of years? You can't say you have 1 year's experience now and you want to, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Are there tools to use as a product manager? Of course, there is starting out by tools. I mean, just a project manager that uses Trello or Monday. I hope you understand. Of course, Stella, yes, there are a lot of tools for product management. You can use Notion, you can use Trello, you can use Jira, you can use I think what do you call it? I think Wismaker or something like that. But it depends on your organization that you're working with because what they do is they tell you the kind of tool they want. So that's just it. There are a lot of tools that you can use. That answered. I want to join community group chat. You can just check online. There are a lot of Slack product management track that you can join. So yeah, please be intentional. Be intentional. And please, we need the I'm not the one to answer that. Management will answer. My question is a bit of the topic where I'm joined. Is there a channel or committee I can join for? I think management will answer that. I told you, Ojo Dockers, I think I've explained the difference between projects and product management. I told you that product management, right, they oversee the entire life cycle of a product. Even after the product has been launched, they are still working. So one of the objective of a product manager is to what? To deliver a product that will meet the user's need as well as meeting up with the business goals. So the difference is just that after the product has been delivered, their job continue. But you see, for project manager, their own is just that as soon as the project is being delivered, they are done. Like they don't have any business because they are strictly working on time. They are working on time. So if you sign an agreement or a contract that this project is going to last for 3 months, their 3 months is 3 months. So that's just it. But for product management, their job continues. I don't know if that answered your questions. That one is a management question. Can we use the slide for questions? So just a suggestion. How can we get the slide? You will get it. Can I combine virtual assistants and product management together on portfolio? Hmm. Can I combine virtual assistants and product management together on a portfolio? Anyway, that question, I'll just say that you can have different portfolio for both role because virtual assistant is a big deal as well. I think it's part of the stack, the part of the teaching for this boot camp. The virtual assistant track. So why do you have to put the whole thing on one portfolio? And as you grow in your career, it is not even all the projects that you work on that will be on your portfolio because it will be too bulky. They might not be able to read it. So you just have to like highlight the recent one, the ones that you can easily tell your story, and when they see this, you can even convince your employer. So at the end of the day, you cannot, for example, maybe you are someone that maybe you work on a particular project. We have some people that they sell products, they will add it to their portfolio. People that sell, maybe they are into baking, they add it to their portfolio. I bake cake, I do this. Who ask you? You don't have to add it on it now. You just have to just put the relevant things that fit in for the role that you're applying for. So if you're a virtual assistant, why not have two portfolio? You can have it. So because you can build an extra portfolio. Except if you just was like, okay, skills, you can just maybe when you're writing your this thing on your probably your resume, for example, you can just okay, virtual assistant skills, something like that. You can add it to your resume. But for your portfolio, it's strictly just focus on have a niche. I don't know if that answer your question. How do I start or design a product to manage? How do I start or design a product to manage? Design a product. How do you start? You've started already now. You started. So just go with the process. Take it a step at a time. Okay. So you started already. What is the role of a product manager in a restaurant business? If for a restaurant business, if you want to, it's just like you asking like Glovo, for example, you want to digitalize the process. For a restaurant business, you can decide to go digital. People will be able to like order for food online. So as a product manager, you come up with an idea on how that can happen by building an application that can enable your target audience to be able to order that food online. I think we have more of those services around us now that you order food online. Is it not a restaurant business? It is. So the work of a product manager is to do what? To probably write a PRD as to how those things is going to be achieved. Do you understand? You write your PRD, you conduct your research, you reach out to your users. What exactly are you guys looking out for? Would you like us to digitalize the process? All of those things we ask them. What kind of this thing you want to see on the platform? You ask them all of those questions. So you can digitalize the process by conducting a research. And I know we have more experience on that. We order food online, so there's somebody behind the back end that allows such to happen. There's somebody managing that application. There's somebody that came up with the idea. There's somebody that collaborates with the teams, the designers, the software engineers for them to be able to write the code for that product to be able to be for that product to come to life. There's somebody behind it, isn't it? It's not that you see all of this application you are using. You think it's just there. No, no, there's a back end. There's somebody working behind. Do you understand? Okay. So we have less than 6 minutes. So is it true that we need to do technical testing on PM interview? It depends on the kind of organization you are targeting. If you are targeting the big four, you should know that it's a lot of work, right? So if you digitalize your solutions for code room, the link of the problem. I don't really understand that question. If you can digitize your solutions for the code room, then think of a problem and viable solutions. Give us one examples of tech events. Just go on Google, go and search for that one. Just search for Lagos tech events. There are a lot of events that you can attend. Just go and check online for events that you can attend. There's another one that is coming up by July, Lagos Startup. You can just also try to like attend that events too. Search online. There are a lot of events that you can search for online that you can attend. Just check. Saturday's tech events in Lagos, something like that. Just search for it. You get them. You can search tech events in Lagos. We have Lagos Tech Fest. You can also check for those ones. Just check. You get enough of that in Lagos. Online rather. Team management is a skill required for. I've explained that. Skills. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, it's volunteering for a startup. Is it a good way to start one's journey? Exactly. See, another thing I want to add is that please don't overprice yourself. You just started your career. So be ready to volunteer for free. In fact, volunteering for free, in fact, is even a good way to start your career. Just work for free, get knowledge, build portfolio, get skills, shadow existing product managers for free, volunteers for roles. See, by the time you are done volunteering, you become, in fact, you'll be so skillful enough. So be open to get all of those things. Don't even talk about money now. Like, let money just stay one side. Get knowledge for free. Do you understand? So that's what I'm going to advise. Volunteer for free. Be look even getting a volunteering role sef is not that easy, because there are some organizations that you just still have to like prove yourself to them before they want. It's you're rendering a free service, but then you still have to prove to them. So please consider that too in your journey. After the commission of this cohort, can we confidently call ourselves a product manager? It depends on how skillful you are. If you are skillful enough and you can tell your story and you can work and you can deliver, of course, congratulations to you. So I think we are, I might not be able to take all the question, and but if you have any question, yeah, Miro, Figma, Slack, Trello, Mura. I think I have my senior managers on this call. So, guys, I might not be able to take all the questions. We have less than 3 minutes to end tonight's class. But you can always send a DM to me on LinkedIn if you want me to answer any question that I'm unable to attend to on this call. And yeah, so we've come to the end of tonight's class. So tomorrow, so we are meeting by 7 p.m. tomorrow. So yeah, have a great evening, everyone. Bye.
I am a software engineer at one of the leading tech firms in Europe, but my journey started right here in Ogun State, Nigeria. As a teenager, I always wanted to be a medical doctor, but I found joy in coding during a 7-day digital bootcamp in 2016. Today, I work as a software engineer at one of the world's leading blockchain startups, and I've also worked with other engineering teams across 3 continents. My name is Shedrack. I earn well and thrive in a career that I love. It's safe to say I learned a skill and became a global talent. You can too.